welcome to a very special episode of, well, I guess it's not Jam and Jabber per se. We're doing some pixel art today. Steph actually did manage to get home in time from her event, so she's just very tired. So Steph might be chit-chatting with us a little bit here, but if she needs to pass out, that is A-okay.
I think I can be here for the most part, but I have so many people to catch up with. Yeah.
Anywho, I am super duper excited for this stream because it's something that I've been wanting to do for a hot minute. We're gonna do some pixels. What I'm planning is, what if Pokémon were a tactics RPG? And I just thought, it'd be fun to kind of art that up and kind of see where it goes. We have got Coral. Hey, how's it going? It is great to see you here.
Hi, Coral!
Let me know.
Excuse me.
If you can hear the music, jeez. If you could hear the belch, we just had pizza dinner.
It was so good. I'm so tired, and it was really good pizza.
Right. So, let me know if y'all can hear the tunes, because I wanted to have some chip tunes going in the background. I'm not 100% sure how good the audio is for that, or if, like...
You want me to test it?
I was just testing it on my phone. It sounded okay, but, I mean, I don't have it going now, so there's not a feedback loop, so... But anywho, if that sounds good, let us know. Oh, very audible? I hope it's not too audible. Problem. So, as long as you can hear us both, and that's the important part. But yeah, so let's start looking at the possibilities of Pokemon as a tactics game. So let's just start in there. And what we need is a battlefield to do our Poke battles on. So let's zoom out and take a good look. How big of a battlefield do I want to make this is the next question. Let's just start throwing some lines down. Maybe a width of at least 5 on the grid for that. You know what? The nice thing about pixel art is that you can always kind of figure that out as you go, because pixel art is all about iteration. And zooming out and zooming back in and figuring out what you want to do. Let's just make the official battlefield, as they say. I'm actually going to duplicate that, so I've got multiple. Oh, haha! I didn't have contiguous turned on. Whoopsie. So that filled the whole screen. Hopefully, no one has any sort of. Hopefully nobody has any sort of seizure issues with that. I know when I was a kid, I actually used to get seizures.
When he was a young warthog.
and my friends never stood down.
Oh, the pain.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I don't remember anymore.
The curse on my name.
Oh jeez. Nice. Very nice. You know what? Maybe we move the grid up top so I can still keep seeing it. Because one of the things that I like to do with isometric art is have a grid set up with the ISO tiles so that I can see just what the heck I'm doing. Let's see. Okay. okay. And using lots of layers, too.
Is it alright? Is it okay?
Yes. You're so burpy. Okay.
Hi, y'all. So, just some context. I was working all day long.
Yes.
I work exactly 3 Saturdays out of the year.
Yeah.
At Crescent Moon Gifts in Tacoma, where I have my office, where I do my practice, and I'm gonna do my thing. They're the nothing. We have the fairy festivals for fall, spring, and then we have a Yuletide market that we do as well. And so for those events, I host my really awesome friend Morgan, who sells a lot of their beautiful art. And this time they had their decks that they made dedicated to the Morrigan, Celtic goddess, which is kind of a big deal. But the deck that my friend Morgan made is just absolutely incredible and really awesome. I'm so glad they finally had some copies. I was also doing flash work with the tattoo artist. Shout out to my girl Christy, Divination Arts Tattoo. And they had a couple of guest artists who were all doing flash. And they were also tattooing my original bind runes and artwork for mine as well. And then I was also doing what's the name I'm calling Sacred Tattoo Ceremony, where hello.
Whoopsie poopsie.
Basically like energy healing and setting sacred space and honoring the whole process of tattoo and making it very sacred, setting intentions, and I did a whole bunch of those. It was our first time doing it. Tattoo artists were busy all day long. It was so awesome. My friend Morgan did really well. I've been up since very early, and so that's why I'm like, my brain's tired. I'm just gonna be belching in the background today. Be a little goblin creature for stream. Excuse me. Not excuse me. Normally I'd be jabbering Wilkins, Arton. Just to give some context of why I'm like so out of it, it's because I was working all day.
No worries at all. You work hard for the money. So hard for the money.
Heckin' did today, and it was really awesome. Thank you to everyone who was watching, who did make it out to Crescent Moon today. It was awesome seeing so many really cool people, and again, thank you for supporting all my friends and for other local artists. I think this is probably one of the best Fall Fairy festivals that we've done in a really long time, just with the quality of art and really awesome artists. Everyone's busy. I had a few, there was a few of the other vendors who were kind of come through at the very last second just to see what people were up to, because they were so busy. They didn't even get a chance to see any other vendors. And so I think that's a good sign of a good event. There's like thousands of people that come to that event every quarter. And so, yeah, it was really, really awesome. Just some context. Again, Kenzie's gonna be talking. I'll probably pop in every now and then, but just some context of like why I am just belching and just tired in the background.
Indeed.
I'm mostly just trying to catch up on everything on my phone because everybody in the world and their brother was trying to get a hold of me. I'm like, ah!
Yeah. Let's see. Let's check into the chat. Hey, Rachel. Good to see you here. Coral, no, we've not played the DLC for Scarlet and Violet just yet.
What? It's out?
Yeah, it's out.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
We've had, oh my gosh, we've had just kind of a wild week, to be honest.
Did it come out this week?
I think probably earlier this week.
Gee, I'm gonna go grab my Switch right now. Screw y'all on stream, I'm gonna play some Pokemon.
Screw you, we're playing Pokemon.
No, I have to like reply to things because I'm a responsible business owner in person.
You know, part of doing pixel art, erase your art, is just figuring out iterating, figuring out what works, what doesn't work. I've got some tips and tricks that I've procured that I should be using. Like, let's make the little magic circle for making an isometric circle. We're gonna do the alchemy grid square. It's gonna be great. Okay. All right. Edward Elric's got nothing on me. Fuck that guy. Selfish little brat. Edward Elric is the name of the character, the protagonist from Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, that's what I thought you were doing. I was like, is that fault? I'm so burpy. I'm so sorry, everybody. This is the scummiest you'll probably hear me on stream until my next event.
Okay, so now we awkwardly adjust the screen because I'm drawing a circle too big. And then we're gonna... Oh crap, I should have done that on Anywhere, actually. Alright, now... What? No, what? Oh my goodness. I'm forgetting all of my controls, apparently. Alright, okay. That's not gonna get old anytime soon.
Okay. I'm here to do my thing.
Nothing.
What is that from?
Oh god, it's from a song, I don't remember.
Is it Salt and Pepper?
I don't think so.
Because I thought it was like a Will Ferrell bit they did in like Blades of Glory.
I don't remember.
It's so cool watching you do your process for pixel art.
Thank you. Okay, so now I've got that set up. That might be too big.
Pixel art is like it's like, I don't want to say equations, but it's definitely like it's definitely a different approach to art. You have to look at things in a different way.
It very much it scratches an itch for me on it's just a lot of different levels that because I tend to be very planning and like I like patterns. I like figuring out like kind of methods for how to solve a problem, and pixel art does that for me. Like I can do a lot of problem solving with my art, and it's so satisfying is what it is. Okay. Oh, here we go. I need to do that. And then I do the same on this side. Okay. And then make more circles. I always like doing multiple colors for my circles because why the heck not? I think I'm doing this right. Yes, this looks right to me. This looks kind of big. But you know what? It'll probably be a-okay because I'm just doing the I'm just trying to build the logo for the battle field, which
Should I do some Pokemon sounds like the battle music, like doot 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 doot? I'm trying to remember now. Oh no.
Oh, your brain.
My brain's very melty.
That's
I have no brain.
You know what? No judgment.
Thank you, and thank you for not judging me, everybody, for burping. I've started counting calories, just for because my stomach can hold too much anymore, and so I've been finding lots of other like fizzy drinks and things, and I just discovered this one called Zevia.
We're not sponsored.
No, yeah, not sponsored. and it's legit good. It's got stevia in it, which is hence the name. And I was like, man, sometimes stevia just tastes like crap because they try to process it like artificial sweeteners, like other ones.
Yeah.
And I used to grow stevia when I was in a horticulture and did landscaping work. And it legit tastes like sugar. Like one little tiny leaf tastes very, very sweet. And it's all like 0 calorie because I mean it's just the flavor palette of the leaf. There's nothing more to it. But these stevia drinks are pretty good. And so, but actually drinking more soda than I ever have in my whole entire life, now that I have this Zevia, the lemon lime twist, it's very tasty. It's like my Sprite or my, also not sponsored, excuse me. So I'm all gassy because I've been drinking, and so many fizzy waters. Me and my girl Christy, tattoo artist at Crescent Moon, we were talking about how our favorite liqueur is the beach plum. Shout out to all my beach plums. What's your favorite liqueur flavor? That's everyone's favorite question.
Oh gosh.
It's the spiciest.
Oh gosh. The one with the most flavor?
That's funny because they all don't taste like anything. They have flavor, okay? It's very delicious.
I'm sure I'm being very derisive right now.
I know. What?
Doing a bit for comedy?
How dare you?
Let's turn off the old alchemy circle now. See how well I did. Something's off. Oh, I forgot the... Oh, I see what I did. Okay. Alright. Why do I have this turn on? Jesus. Oh, it's not. Oh, symmetry tools.
You're arting.
Oh gosh, okay.
You're arting, right? I thought that's what we were doing.
Yes, that is exactly what we're doing.
That's good.
And I should not have turned off the symmetry tool. That's where my problem was coming from.
I totally live off of that symmetry tool,
oh my
not gonna
gosh.
lie.
Symmetry tools are just, it's the tits, quite frankly.
You know, ISO is such a hard style to do because everything's at a weird angle.
It is a very interesting like angle to work off of, for sure. Okay, hey, that's looking like a isometric circle. Yeah, awesome. Let's see now with this victory lap. Let's check the chat then. Coral says that the DLC came out Wednesday.
Oh, okay, I'm not too far behind.
Ashley, Rachel said that Ashley has also been playing a lot.
Oh my gosh.
And then, thank you very much, Rachel. I appreciate that this is cool to watch. And that Rachel also cannot drink fizzy waters. And that's not great for the tum-tum.
I get it,
There's a lot of people who have a hard time with the fizzy water.
For a long time, me too. It's when I started counting calories and I was able to finally be able to drink fizzy things because there was just too much in my tum-tum. It was too delicate to be able to have the fizzies. And I mean, probably because I'm burping too much, my body's probably still saying that. But I'm like, no, I want to finish.
Hide that alchemy circle in case I need it for later. You know what? No, I'm not going to need that for later. I can't. And I'm sure I'm probably going to kick myself in the butt for that later. But yeah, I think I'll probably be okay. Because I can't foresee me needing to make another circle that same size. I'll be making circles of other sizes. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just want to make sure I've centered this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11! Oh no!
11, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14.
Hey, Steph.
Yeah, Kenji.
Why were all the numbers afraid of 8?
This is about 7, 8, 9.
Yes, they were afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9. Oh gosh. Wow, I crushed it. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Crushing it.
With your
Ooh, that's
crushing muscles.
yes, my crushals.
Crushals.
You know what? Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Today's the
I like
day.
that. I like that.
Of
So
all the
much
good
of
comedies.
what- Yes. Today is the best day for comedy. Didn't you know?
Oh my god. No, I didn't know because my brain's fried. It's fried. President fried.
It's not Friday. It's Saturday.
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
My siblings would try to torture me with that song for some reason. Namely, my sister, Coral's mother. So, Coral, if you want a story... Oh, no. Maybe you don't ask your mom, because if you ask your mom, then she's liable to start doing it again. Let's actually see if I can just cheat this and just shrink it to the size that I want it to. Oh, dang it. Instead of having to do the alchemy circle all over again. Okay, that looks good. Hey, never say copying doesn't get you anywhere, people. Sometimes it can save you a lot of time, but that depends entirely on what we're talking about. Let's be honest. Oh, okay, let's just move this right there. Perfect.
Oh my god.
Oh, what, the kid next door?
No, I
Okay.
just watched this really cool video. I am totally paying attention. Oh my god.
You
so
have
burpy.
permission to be spacey. You
Ken.
have been working all ding dang day.
Yeah, ding dang. Ding dang and day, ding dang day. I was watching this cool video about making sweet focaccia bread.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, with blueberries and lemon curd and honey.
Oh, interesting.
And it looks like the tits. Like, it looks
Nice.
fucking amazing. Have to
awesome.
try that sometime.
Hell yeah. I'm super duper now. I think it's just a little bit smaller. This really just needs to give us a general size point of reference. Yes. I like that. Let's keep going. Oh gosh, I adore pixel art. It is so much fun to make for all the reasons I listed earlier. Let's see. Let's make that just one more taller because I'm working on a 16 by 32. So let's keep this circle even looking. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Great. That's a good looking Pokemon battlefield. Let's okay. Let's give this dirt some texture. So it's just not some flat brown. But first let's check back in with the chat.
Chip, chip,
Cool. Rachel informs us that today is the first day of Oktoberfest, which, yeah, thanks for nothing, Romans. Your calendar threw off the Oktoberfest celebration.
Americans are like, Oktoberfest, so it must be October. No, it's in September. So it's like the end of September.
Coral says as well that they're not going to bring up Friday because they too have been tortured with it.
Oh no!
Which,
I won't sing it anymore.
I get it.
Unless we
Okay.
gotta get down. Unless we gotta get down.
Yeah. I mean, you
Friday.
gotta get up to get down first.
Ooh.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna choose purple because, like, doing kind of like the opposite end of the color with. So let's actually let's do a little quick color theory. Let's see, it's here. All right. So instead of the color spectrum, I'm gonna change it to a color wheel in the corner. So you can see how. Just on the color wheel, you've got your warmer tones versus your cooler tones. And your warm and cools are kind of opposite of each other, which is where the complementary color comes from. You also have you've got multiple ways to arrange it. So, let's see where my mouse is. You can have like triadic, which creates a triangle in there. So, like, actually, I've got it set up so you can see the little circles. Yeah, so you can see here where and it also shows the triadic color in the corner. So red, green, blue for your RGB displays as well. That's why it's considered a primary color for green, because within subtractive, I believe, if memory serves correctly. Subtractive, it's RGB, and I think CMYK is additive, but I might be getting the terms mixed up on that. But the three combined to create white, which is in the center. And I was doing a little triangle with my fingers, and you can totally see that because I don't have face cam. But when you want to do like a warm tone, going more like cool for that is good for like a shadow. So especially if you're going to do like hue shifting, that's super duper useful for doing better detail. It looks like there's more life to it that way. So I'm also going to drop the alpha for this so that we get kind of a mix in the color. I'm just going to kind of start painting.
You get beta.
Is that? Beta? What?
You said alpha.
Oh, alpha is the term for, basically it's the opacity of it.
Excuse you, it's the term for a really cool guy who likes wolves.
Oh my gosh. Yes, wolf prison rules.
For a really powerful guy, okay.
Oh gosh, I thought that was Sigma.
Sigmata. That's a thing in your eyeballs. Hey, I can still be funny! Yay!
That's really good.
Thanks.
I think that might be a little too much for that. Let's. Okay. See, pixel art is an iterative process. Yeah. Maybe I don't need to go too crazy overboard. Let's dial this in a little bit more. Maybe I'm just a little bit more warm. So let's futz with the color a little bit, because I want to figure out a nice kind of shadow tone for my dirt. For my dirt bag. No, this isn't a dirt bag.
Dirt bag.
She doesn't know what she's missing. God, that song is so problematic.
It does not hold up to the test
No,
of time.
it doesn't.
A dirt bag.
That song, everybody loved that song in the early 2000s. Maybe I should just make a tile for this and just use that as like a painting pattern. It may not be a bad idea.
I think I've caught up with everybody.
it's nice. The big thing about Pixar too is like hinting at what's there. You don't necessarily have to do all the detail, because really a lot that goes into it is considering the placement of every pixel. Just about like it comes down. It really does come down to individual pixels. So if you draw every single pixel, it's going to look really muddy, and it's going to be way too much detail and information for your brain to really look at. So it gets kind of difficult sometimes, to be honest. So kind of have to plan it out. Let's make the brush just a little bigger. There we go. Yeah, because otherwise, like, it'll get way too messy and busy, and you don't want that. You want to consider the placement. So it can definitely be a bit of a lengthy process, but I always feel very rewarded by the end of it, to be honest.
Oh my god, I just saw this drag king who's dressed up like a Klingon, and I have so many mixed feelings, because they were also doing pole dance.
Nice.
It was very beautiful. Hi, my brain is fried and I don't know how to talk.
Might be a little too yellow. Let's tone that highlight down just a smidge. When you're doing another pro tip for you, if you will, when you're doing pixel art, if you're doing a painting, like, I'm not too worried about too many colors, as it were. But depending on like the resolution that you're working at, too many colors might be another thing that makes it look very muddy for your piece. So, and always like zoom out. Zooming out is super duper important for figuring this out. Maybe I'll do a little anti-aliasing on that circle here in just a minute, just to make it feel a little more natural and not quite so just blah in your face. Let's see here. Okay. But I don't want to spend too much time on just the terrain, because you're all here for some Pokemon. I want to deliver.
Which Pokemon are you doing first?
I don't quite know just yet.
Can I make a request? Can we make requests in the chat? Can I go in the chat and make a request? Can I do that?
Are you gonna request your little Kodaku?
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
I got to tell so many people that Psyduck's name in whoa. I almost said Occuponish.
I know. I knew exactly that's what you were thinking.
Then you heard me, whoa, backpedal.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't.
I have a little bit of self-awareness. I don't know how long it'll last. Occuponish means in Japanese, but in German. and this is where my brain is, because...
Steph, even when you're not tired, though, let's be honest, that's where your brain goes.
I do. It's very true. When you have multiple languages going in your brain, it's sometimes a competition to see which language comes out first.
It's true. It's so true.
So in Japanese, yeah, his Psyduck's name is Kodaku, which means baby duck. Like, yes, my sweet baby duck, my sweet baby child. My Kodaku. I don't know. Could people make requests in the chat? Will you do that?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how complex it is, because I still like isometric can be really difficult, to be honest.
I will request the most complicated of the wow.
You were gonna say Elder Gods, weren't you? You weren't going to say Legendary, you just went right past Legendary and went straight to Elder Gods.
should always like come to stream like this.
I mean, God, you know what might be fun is to do like a drink and draw at some point.
Oh my gosh.
That could be fun.
Oh, I'm not drinking right now just because it's so many calories. And
Oh yeah, for sure.
Losing. I'm counting calories to lose weight. I'm down 20 pounds. Woohoo!
Mazel tov.
I'm very proud of myself.
You should be.
Thank you. It sucks. I hate it. No comment to other people. This is just me and my own journey with my own body. Because every body is a beautiful body, and it's important that you feel comfortable in your body.
Absolutely.
And whether that means the milkshake diet, where you have a lot of milkshakes before you go to bed to try to gain some extra pounds, or you're counting calories, you're going to the gym, going to tanning booths, or whatever makes you feel most empowered as your favorite version of yourself in your body. That's the most gender affirming care is so important. There's so many different flavors of that, whether it be like makeup, different clothing, pronouns. I am a huge advocate for you feeling good in your body and whatever that looks like for you.
Where were we going with that? Sorry.
I don't.
Elder
gods.
Elder gods. How did we get on that train?
I was gonna make a joke about requesting Pokemon, and you were like, okay, just as long as they're simple. I'm like, okay, I'll go for a legendary. But then I was thinking about making an Elder God joke because some of the legendaries do just look straight up like Cthulhu.
Some of them, yeah. I mean, like, there's one that's like, oh god, what is it, like, Giratina or something, is like, just, like a centipede god, devil thing.
Oh, the god now, dog.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Oh, shout out to YT Mendy, people. Early days of the internet.
That was an era. Let's see. Whoop, that's maybe too far out. I'm a little bummed you can't see it because it's adorable. But I've got the video capture doesn't capture my navigation window. It's like kind of the image but zoomed out. Which is another handy tool to use. OBS, the broadcasting software I'm using to record this, is recording the A-Sprite screen capture, but it's not getting the navigation window as part of it. I say it's cute because I'm using a theme, the Windows 95 theme by artist Kasper Wozniak, which is available on Twitch. I'm using that for my theme for A-Sprite, which is why it looks this way. Why it might look a little nostalgic. Okay, you know what? I'm feeling good about that little patch of dirt. Break them up. Let's see if I can
Break them real good.
streamline this a little bit more for the next part. I'm just gonna save myself a little time and do a couple clumps of dirt. Just not quite get so precious with it. Actually, I might do more of this than the other. Oh my gosh, that kind of looks like the M from Mario Sunshine. That the evil Mario, Shadow Mario does kind of. Yeah, it kind of does look like that. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, I can see that. Oh my gosh, Steph.
Yeah.
I watched the Nintendo Direct from Wednesday.
Okay.
And there's so many Mario games and stuff coming out. The remaster of Thousand Year Door is coming out.
Oh, yeah.
There's oh my gosh, there's another game like Princess Peach specifically. What was that called again?
Super Princess Peach?
No, this is a whole new game entirely.
Oh.
Something like Peach Saves the Day or something like that. And it looks charming as heck. Like she's gone to the theater for just a little rest and relaxation, but the theater gets under attack by like the Sour Bunch or something is what they're called. and there's a little star flower like power-up thing that's like sentient and gives her like a magical ribbon to fight against them to save the day. And actually, I kind of like that a little bit better. It looks a little more cartoony than the one up top. So, erase your art. And this is what I mean by when I say that pixel art is iterative. But yeah, so she has this magical ribbon that like lets her transform into different characters in the theater. So like you're going through these different plays. Like you can dress up as like one of the Three Musketeers, and your sword's like wielding a sword as Peach.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, or like there's pâtissier, or however they say it, I can't remember. It's the French word for pastry chef, basically.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, and like you've got like all these different like cute mini games where you're the pastry chef, or like Kung Fu Peach, where just all the stuff together. It's heckin' cute. I'm very curious about that game. But yeah, lots of stuff actually dropped like on Thursday. Yes, Thursday was when the Nintendo Direct was. But yeah, it looks super duper fun. I actually really like that. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds cute. When you said like she's like cooking and stuff, the first thing that comes to my brain is Better than Mama.
I had a feeling you were gonna go for a Cooking Mama reference there.
Okay, not gonna lie, Cooking Mama helped me learn how to cook when I was younger. Because my boomer parents sure as hell didn't.
Oh gosh, yeah, my parents never wanted to teach me anything either. Like, I was having car troubles all week long, and like, there's nothing I could do. My dad never taught me anything about cars. We just would like, our mom would tell us to like go out and help your dad while he's working on a car, and like, we'd hold a flashlight for him or like pump the brake, but he'd never like talk to us and tell us like how to do any of this stuff that he was working on, because that would take more time and he just wanted to get her done. And now he doesn't remember anything. He's old and senile. And I'm not giving away secrets because my parents don't watch the show.
But nibblings do.
Heck yeah. This is not therapy. I'm sorry, people.
Yes, it is. Thank you for all coming to our session today.
Oh, jeez.
I kind of like to pick up where we last left off, talking about my inner teen wounds. I do feel like we talk a lot about those things when we talk about stream, and we're on stream.
Yeah, we definitely like go all over the place. Like it's been commented to me that our streams can feel kind of like a mix of like Drawfee and Game Grumps, because we do silly drawings, but we talk about really fucking anything.
So about my penis.
Oh God.
was that a good Game Grumps?
Only because I'm too scared to say the word labia. Oh no, I said it!
Oh no.
Oh no.
See, okay, but then that would make you not a Game Grump, because they have a hard time saying the word labia as well.
It's not like it's that much of a mouthful.
I guess it depends on the person. But
is that a cunnilingus joke?
No.
Oh my gosh, wait, I thought we were family friendly. Shit.
There was one, I think it was a Sonic Game Grumps we were watching.
Yeah, it was Sonic Frontiers, yeah.
And they were talking about queefing.
No, it was squirting.
Oh, squirting.
God, we're really family friendly, I promise.
Pokémon! Yay, children! Cartoons.
You know what? If parents put us on without actually thinking, like, oh, they're talking about Pokemon, it's safe. I can let my kid just watch this with headphones on. Like, you're not doing your job. I'm really sorry to say that, but like, you really should be like investing in what your kids are watching and like sussing out whether it's appropriate.
That is a long, deep conversation, Kenji.
It really is.
That has many layers. when I was watching my nephew, it was hard to keep up on everything that he was watching.
I mean, that's fair.
So I don't fault parents that don't have the capacity.
You know, that's fair.
Because I mean, being a parent is very exhausting too, and trying to watch and be aware of everything that they are watching, it can be very difficult.
Oh, for sure. I'm trying to just be funny for comedy.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're doing a comedy. Sorry. Ha ha ha. Boogers and snot.
We were talking about... Oh, no. I'll stop.
No, we were talking about Game Grumps and queefing. And
Squirting.
Squirting. That's right.
Squirtle. Yeah, we're talking about Squirtle. Oh, no. Why? I immediately regretted that. I'm so sorry. I immediately regret what I said.
Okay, gee.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Dude, so the story is like, there was one, like, Sonic Frontiers, and the Game Grumps were talking about how, like, talking about squirting, and they were having a hard time, and they're trying to be so, like, very careful with their words, and trying to talk about this and talk about that. I'm like, first of all, yeah, every time you're talking about, like, that type of genitalia, you are just proving that you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And they're like, not wanting to talk about labia or clitorises and vaginas and vaginas. And then they'll immediately make, and then suck my balls.
Yeah,
it's just, I was like my jaw was just like, oh my god, get over yourselves. Right. Like, you make dick and ball and cum jokes every single moment. People watch you for your cum content, and you have a hard time talking about labia.
They stay for the or they oh god. They watch for the oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm trying to work in the joke of, like, come for the game, stay for the cum. I don't know. Like, that became too much of a tongue twister for me, and I apologize. God. The show.
Yeah.
Not getting to heaven doing this show.
But,
yeah. Anyway. It shows a lack of maturity to, like, oh, we favor the genitalia that we're comfortable with about the ones that, you know, we are owners of, rather than, like, being able to actually have the conversation about other types. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess, talk about what you know. I always love making those, well, in my brain. Like some battle damage onto the arena.
Like little cracks in the ground. Like, it doesn't have to be pristine. Like, it looks like it's dirt that's, you know, seen some stuff.
Sorry, brain just farted, and that was brain fart sound.
Braining is hard. Let's turn the grid back on. Let's make this just a little bit bigger. Here we go. Oh my gosh, what are you doing next door?
Construction.
Yes, clearly. Gotta love living in apartments and listening to all the stuff that happens through the paper thin walls.
You know, actually, it's not too bad. I'm not trying to diminish what you're saying at all. Their child, I think, is just demon spawn.
God, that kid has got some lungs on them. Like, man, get that kid into some sort of, like, opera college or something.
Yes. What school? Where did you matriculate? Opera college. Some opera college, you know. The very, very famous opera college at DeVry.
Let's see. Okay, Okay, sorry, I got caught up in checking in on the chat.
So sorry for sneezing, everybody.
Oh goodness, yes. The sneezing.
It exploded. My face exploded. Oh my god, I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay, let's start making, let's start giving a little bit more depth to this level. I wonder if I should make the skirt. I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go. If I need to adjust the canvas size at all. Let's pop in and start giving some layers. Now, here's a fun little tidbit about isometric. So, because I want to add another like level, I'm not just gonna go to the next square. Like, we're not. So, let me show an example, a better example of this. Okay. So. If I, ooh, that's not the tool that I want. Okay. So if I make a little isometric cube here, so that's all nice and good. And if I just follow all the lines for my grid that I've got set up, you're gonna see just this perfect little box. However, doing kind of that perfect box creates kind of a plane issue. So, like, if I were to start doing more kind of layers across of this, you could start to lose sight of kind of what level you're on because it's so perfect. Yeah, so, or if I were to kind of stair-step it would become a little confusing. So, what you want to do when you're kind of doing multiple levels for isometric art is maybe do like half-step, or maybe a little extra taller, depending on kind of what your scene calls for. So I'm going to move this down a bit. It's actually extra bits on this.
Is this a box for ants, Kenji?
Yes it is.
I'm enjoying the chat. I've officially joined the chat, everybody.
Hey.
And Coral, I agree. Papa is a mess.
Yeah.
And I also agree. What you have to say. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that becomes a pretty nice stair. Actually, I think I might lower that just a little bit more still.
And Rachel, that's really awesome about what you've been doing for some core building. You know, again, it's about what feels good in your body and what feels good for like, you know, mind, body, and spirit. It's when we nourish ourselves with like food, especially, it's not just like physical nourishment. There is absolutely like emotional and spiritual nourishment as well.
For sure.
So, you gotta eat those Skittles to raise your mana level.
Yes, absolutely.
I have not had Skittles in forever, actually.
It's been
Skittles was just the first thing that came to my brain. When was the last time you had a Skittle?
Oh my god, I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember too when the last time I had a Skittle. I just remember the last time I legit was afraid I was gonna break a tooth if I didn't keep eating them.
Jeez.
There's so much sugar. Yeah, boundaries, Rachel. Hell yeah, boundaries are
And
doing what is best for yourself. And having those healthy boundaries. And that's what counting calories has done for me, is just helped me to have built better boundaries and my relationship with food.
Yeah.
We talk about addiction, right? With like drinking or any sort of substance you can have an addiction issue with. And I have struggled with alcoholism in the past. And anytime you feel like you have to, that's the time to step back.
Yeah.
Or you don't have a control, and all you're doing is thinking about having that drink or having that cookie or whatever that might be, and it becomes like, and I don't have any sorts of like self-control around it. It's one thing to say, I'm giving myself this gift of this cookie because I love myself and it's a fucking delicious cookie.
Oh, yeah.
Versus I have to have this cookie, and it's all about what feels good for your mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, show!
Oh, show, baby.
Oh my god. Oh. Can I ask a silly question?
Go for it.
What Pokemon are you gonna Google?
I've got a couple different ideas.
Also, what's the step stool? Or step?
This, I'm mostly just trying to do, different levels, to stand on, because a big part of, different tactics games is you've got terrain, to look on. So I'm just trying to build the terrain right now so that it's not quite so just flat and generic and kind of boring, because a lot of different stats on tactics games, you have levels, you can attack just a single level above you or 2 levels above you, but say 4 levels above you, you can't necessarily attack that person unless you've got a ranged attack. So just trying to plan out how maybe an isometric game could work for this.
That's cool. I didn't know you were gonna do levels. I thought you were just gonna do it flat.
No.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do anybody in the chat or anybody watching have a favorite tactics game?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different tactics games out there. Steph and I grew up on Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Oh my gosh, that game is so much fun.
So much fun.
So
I was legit thinking about pulling it out the other day on my Game Boy SP and playing it again. I would, all throughout high school, I would play that game, and then I beat it, and I would start it all over again, and I would do that countless over and over and over again. It was just to hit all those right spots for strategy, cute characters. It was a lot of fun. It was a really, really fun game. We got Coral saying the only one I've played is FE Three Houses.
Fire Emblem. Yeah.
Fire Emblem's good.
It is. There's a Fire Emblem game on the Game Boy Advance that's also available on the Switch, which is another fun one I played when I was younger. God, I really just letting you know, little Kenji lore. I absolutely adore Game Boy Advance style graphics. It is my favorite.
Minish Cap is cute.
Minish Cap is adorable.
We actually have a friend who worked on Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah, he's part of the localization team.
Yep, and did some of the writing work on that game. We can say that now that it's been out for a while.
yeah.
But he actually couldn't even tell us until actually it was done. Very, very. I mean, what are those laws, things you have to sign?
Oh, NDAs. NDA.
Yeah, then a non-disclosure agreement, and so. We found out afterwards that he was working on a Fire Emblem game as one of the writers, for the localization team. We're like, oh my god, it was really cool, and it was some of his characters are definitely oh, yep, I know that writing style.
Yeah.
That's definitely his humor. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Still need to go back and finish playing that. I've just been And now that I found out that Pokemon DLC is out, I think I'm gonna know what I'm doing for my day off.
I have been just absorbed into Sea of Stars, though.
It's so beautiful.
It is such a pretty ass game. Like, and it speaks so much to just my love of JRPGs growing up too. Like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough nice things to say about it. Like, I will gush about it. It is, yeah.
Are you able to say what characters your friend wrote? Yeah, I just can't remember their names.
Oh, it was usually like the snooty characters, like the one, the teacher with like the blue hair. His name starts with like an S. I don't remember. It's been a hot minute since we played. But yeah, kind of like the very like highfalutin, kind of elf-like characters. Where it was very much the ones he wrote.
I think he did a couple like just the very nerdy who was just like really excited about things.
Mm-hmm.
He also wrote those characters.
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you exactly their names. It's been a while since I played it. I can ask my friend and ask them like, hey, who are your characters again? Like, oh, thanks for remembering.
Yeah.
Like, I'm bad with kid names, okay?
You are bad with names.
So yeah,
it's okay.
when I find out, we can let you know. We can, if you're curious.
Yeah.
They, what was it? The Amiibo Gazebo?
Yeah, he was telling us about that one of the other guys who worked on it did the Amiibo Gazebo, and it was only meant to be a placeholder name, but nobody could come up with anything better, and it just stuck. So they kept Amiibo Gazebo, and I love it.
Yeah, they just thought it was really funny, and it just became this inside joke among all like the people who were on the localization team writing it.
Yeah.
And they're like, nope, we're keeping Amiibo Gazebo.
Yeah.
This is exactly this.
Oops. Oh no! I thought I closed it. Oh no, I know what I did. It's not closed.
I'm sorry that I can't remember their names of these characters. Also, my brain is tired.
Your brain is very tired.
I've been up for so long.
Thank God, like every day this week we've been up early. Just yay, car troubles. Woo! So much fun. Let's check in on the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, he wrote a lot of the snooty characters, some of the, yeah, I keep an eye on the chat now.
Yeah, you do.
I joined the chat, I'm here.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, we can't find out like the other projects he's working on until after they come out. So
he's gotta be pretty tight-lipped.
he still works at Nintendo, and he still is one of the writers, and so he's still working on a number of different projects. As you will know, it takes a long time to work on video games and to get all the writing and especially translation. And so he's pretty busy there, all the stuff that he does for part of the localization team. But yeah, it's he's really grateful to be able to be a part of working for Nintendo and that team, and really awesome writer. He was really awesome dude.
Indeed.
Yeah, we used to play his D&D games, but then I moved away. A lot of things shifted and changed. Then they moved up north.
Yeah.
And just time.
Yeah.
You know, time. But he had fun D&D games too. It was very enjoyable.
Here's the song.
Yeah.
Keeping track of my layers. And like, here's a lesson for y'all if you do digital art. Name your layers. Don't be like me in this moment. Don't follow my bad example. Name your layers.
Oh, it takes so long though.
It does.
So
I know it does. Let's make this a little more interesting now. Let's add some racks, some rocky spires.
It's funny about talking about naming your layers. So, as I was saying earlier, I was working with my tattoo artist, and she had 2 guest tattoo artists at this event doing flash art, and they were also tattooing my art of my binder runes and sigils, and so awesome that like had 7 different people who got my work tattooed today, which was really cool. I'll have to find out which exact pieces were got tattooed, because like you put a bunch of stuff up there and didn't know. But as I was like trying to collect all of my art to be able to give to my tattoo artist, I was like, man, why the hell didn't I name my layers? What the hell have I done to myself? This is so tedious. What is this mess? Why couldn't you couldn't even create a folder, Stephanie? You just keep spamming those layers as if like it's gonna make sense to you later. Oh my God, Stephanie, what was wrong with you? Why? Why did you do this to yourself?
I know that pain so well. Oh man, I was laughing so hard when Steph was just lamenting about that the other day.
What's wrong with you, Stephanie? Why did you do that?
You have arrived. You have arrived as a digital artist. No one can say you're not a digital artist.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry.
It is always just a joke of mine. Like when I see artists who like actually name their layers, like I'll try to be silly and ham it up and just like, oh man, you are a saint, like, for naming all those layers. It is so funny.
Okay, the only layer that I will name is because I put my signature in the bottom corner of my pieces, and I don't do my signature every single time. Like, because my signature isn't an actual signature, it's a bind rune as well, it's a sigil. And it just says my initials. It looks like a little bird. Because I'm Raven Wisdom on Instagram. Raven Wisdom Arts.
No number. Just Raven Wisdom.
Just Raven Wisdom.
No number involved.
Yeah. Raven Wisdom Arts. And, so I have my little crow that sits in the corner, my little raven that sits in the corner of my art, and that's my signature. And it basically has my initials. It basically says SING, short for Stephanie Ingersoll. And it's got other rings and shit in there, because it's special and it has meaning to me.
It is special.
So that's like the only, like, so I'll start off my a canvas project piece by slapping that in the corner, and then I'll name that one, and that's the only one, because how I do a lot of my colors is just through renders, through a filter and apps. I cheat. I'm sorry. I cheat.
There is no shame in using a filter.
I admit that I use apps to do my color work. I cheat, and after doing it so many times, like through it, my signature will get lost through all the like layers and all the things that I do to it in the app, and so like I just need to know which one is the signature layer, so I can put that one at the top, so that way when I put it back into that, so I can get a high-res PNG still, that you can still see my signature. So more insider tips. That's the only layer that I will name. Because what the hell are you supposed to name it? Rock 1? Rock 2?
Yeah, Spire, why not? You know, something that lets you know what the heck you're looking at.
Boogie Zone?
I'm also, like, taking a very painterly approach to how I'm doing this right now as well. Because there's a lot more like doubles and stuff that I'm not necessarily paying attention to right now. Doubles are when you've got so you've got a line and like this, yeah. So like this right here, what we're looking at right there, that is called Pixel Perfect, and then this right here is called Double. Where you've kind of got the two stacked on top of each other. So, fun lingo terms for you that pixel artists use.
Yum, 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 yum. So, I know you're like exploring with Pokemon as ISO. Mm-hmm. And I like the idea with ISO and tactics. kind of looks like you're doing a rocky terrain. Would that give like rock types a bonus?
Oh, absolutely. Since we're talking Pokemon, heck yeah.
That would be a cool element to put into
heck yeah.
that kind of concept that you're talking about. You're introducing.
Yeah.
Oh no, now I'm getting more naughty, everybody. I'm so sorry. My tummy is full of pizza and soda, and I'm very tired, Stephanie.
Add a little bit of specular light. A little highlight where the light hits the edge of the rock. Yeah, that gives it a nice little bright edge. Let's add some more specular lighting around.
Who's your favorite rock type Pokemon?
My favorite rock type Pokemon.
Yeah. Same with everybody else. You got a favorite?
Favorite rock type. Gosh, you're asking me to choose between children here.
Rockruff?
Rockruff is pretty good. Do I have a favorite rock type? Rockruff is cool, but I don't know. Like, Lycanroc is pretty good too. Of course, I like the whole werewolf thing vibe. It's pretty fun. Yeah.
Not the Minecraft Pokemon?
Oh god, like Naggle something? Like Fernaggle or that?
Fernaggle. Let's like
Nargle Rock or something? Down at Nargle Rock?
down Nargle Rock. Meow meow. You know, Brock. It's short for rock.
Nice.
He specialized in rock type, but I think he only had 2.
I mean, he had Onyx.
Yeah.
Who else did he have?
Oh,
you have a Geodude?
yeah, he's Geodude.
Yeah.
I'm like, what other Pokemon did Rock have? Or Brock have?
He had Vulpix. It was like his fire, because he had a fire type as well.
Yeah. Otherwise, it was just like his Onyx.
Yeah.
That was like when you're fighting him in OG Blue and Red. That was his big deal. But he's like one of the first gyms
Oh yeah.
that you go against.
He is.
Excuse me. Yeah, Coral adds in the Kanto games only Onyx and Geodude. Like, thank you, Coral, for confirming that. I'm like, you know, for someone who specializes in rock, just chew.
Yeah, right?
It's like talking to a person who's into crystals and they're like, I specialize in it. Here's my 2 crystals. It's a quartz and amethyst. Those are it. Those are my 2 crystals. Yes, I specialize in crystals. Coral adds in his team in the Johto games where you fight the Kanto gyms. Oh. Yeah, I don't know his team in the Johto games. I think it's probably that and then like a Vulpix. Oh, Brock.
Oh, Brock.
That sweater, that vest. Forever, that vest. That's fashion. You know?
Passion.
The spiky hair, closed eyes.
I love that like Brock gets replaced on the team by a dude named Tracy, and it's like, oh, I get it, Tracy, because he's an artist. Ha ha ha. He traces. I get it.
When did that happen?
Oh god, it was like season 2 or something like that.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
No, you're yawning again.
Oh, no. I am. Kenji, when are you gonna do some Pokemon?
Oh, I know, right? Like, I'm trying to, like, make it look all neat and, like, have a cool, like, level for them to be standing in, and I'm spending all my time on these heckin' rocks.
You know, when people talk about video games taking a long time.
Yeah, this is why it takes a while.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different, like, details, and Ken was talking about this game he started playing called Sea of Stars, and holy fucking shit,
Yeah.
the details in that game are just on a whole completely different level.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just every single level, every single stage, every single part has they put so much time and effort into every single pixel. Like, there's been so many times where I've just been in awe of the art. And I mean, in seeing Ken do his pixel art, you can see how a lot of those details, yes, they matter, but, because again, pixel art is so different than just traditional type of art. Drawings, because every pixel matters. The colors, the shading, it says a lot with very little. And all of that has to be very mindful. But with like Sea of Stars, holy fucking shit, the time, and they did not have to do all of the special details for that game. They were just like, we want to make a perfect, like a very beautiful game, and they absolutely went above and beyond.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's right! Thank you for looking it up, Coral. Brock used a Graveler, a Rhyhorn, Omastar, Kabutops, and an Onyx, and a Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That's right, he's got a lot of the fossil type. Because those were like the only other rock types at the time. I had totally forgotten that. Thank you for looking that up. Get our Brock lore going. But yeah, Sea of Stars is absolutely gorgeous, and so, like, and again, seeing Ken, how he does his pixel art, just to see all the details they've done in the games, you're just like, no wonder this took 5 years. Yeah. And they had a big team of people all creating this art all the time, like, for such a long time. Kenji.
Yes.
Are you ready to address the elephant in the room?
The lack of Pokemons?
No, that's not what I was gonna say. Talking about the big gossip.
Oh!
Unity.
Unity is screwing themselves over because they hired the dude who ruined EA Games.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a controversial statement to say.
Yeah, anticipate that a lot of video games are gonna be held back for a while. For those who don't know, Unity, which is a very popular game-making software, just changed their rules to just be absolutely just so awful to their users. It's very predatory. And trying to just bank off of their users in the most predatory way. I'll go into the details in just a second for those who don't know. But, again, you can see how, like, game development takes a long time. Not just because if you're doing pixel art. I mean, there's lots of different styles of video games. There's cel-shaded. There's lots of different types of video games. 3D animation, rigging, and such. And it all takes time. It all takes a lot of time and effort. And there are some better software programs coming out now, like Unity. But Unity decided to tack on an additional fee to simplify it. It's one thing to just try to implement this tax or this fee moving forward, which is still awful and criminal as far as I'm concerned. but they're trying to do it retroactively.
Yeah,
So, yeah, and I can go into all the little nitty gritty details if you're curious. I can tell you about another time. But in short, to simplify it as best as possible, is that some people who, even though their games are free, even though they never would have agreed to this if they had known Unity was going to do this, even if like they get a lot of their money from ad revenue, doesn't matter. That to some game developers, if this goes through, they could stand to lose like literally millions of dollars.
And what they're doing, and what Steph is saying, is that they're basically like any time there's an installation above like when the game hits like 200,000 installs, they charge 20 cents per install. Or if the game makes over $200,000, they charge 20 cents per install. So whichever comes first. And yeah, you could destroy independent developers with that.
Install is just another word for download.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily the download itself, but you could download a game, and if it's not installed on your machine.
I feel like they're using that language specifically to try to not make it seem as terrible, because I was wondering what the hell they meant by install. I'm like, what does this even mean? And so it was a little, the language that they're using is confusing on purpose, I think.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
To try to prevent people from understanding. Again, I was like, well, 20 cents doesn't seem like that much. But, you know, when you have millions of downloads of your game, and for like Among Us, which is free to play, they have the chance, they could stand to be losing, again, millions of dollars, millions of dollars, because of this rule. And it's basically forced so many game developers just to halt all of their production while they are scrambling, trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do. What was it? The Cult of Lamb?
Cult of the Lamb, yeah.
Yeah, Cult of the Lamb. I've heard multiple things, so I'm not going to try to say, well, they said this. A lot of other companies have like said that they're going to be deleting their games, because if they don't, then when this whole basically if they don't drop Unity before January 1st, they're going to be tacked on with these stupid fees that they're going to have to pay like millions of dollars for, potentially, just to continue to use their software. But I don't think it's going to go anywhere, just because, one, they're trying to slap these bills onto large companies too, like Nintendo and Microsoft.
Companies that have the ability to sue them for doing that.
Yeah, and who, like, even though they used Unity, they have their own software, but, you know, it's easier just to get, like, certain teams just on using Unity. They're not going to pay those fees. Even though they're the ones who could afford it the easiest, they're definitely not going to pay it. And Ken was talking about the CEO of Unity. He sold a bunch of his stocks the week before making this big announcement.
It's just a little light insider trading, you know, nothing to throw any sort of legal proceedings over, right?
No, like everyone's like the whole thing about Martha Stewart, like how she went to jail. She went to jail for insider trading. You could go to jail for this, and he was just like caught doing like insider trading right out in the open of using his inside knowledge of the decisions he was going to make to buy and sell his own stocks for his own profit and gain. That's why it's illegal. And it's so many people have said that this particular CEO, I can't remember their name off the top of my head.
Richoletto? I don't remember his first name, but yeah.
Yeah.
Richoletto or something.
Oh my god. So many people are like accusing him of just like killing businesses. And there is business in killing businesses. There's Because if you file for bankruptcy, and then how you file for bankruptcy, it is a business of me doing that.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was the guy who absolutely ran EA games into the ground.
He's responsible for microtransactions.
You know, everyone was like, wow, that sucks that I can't just play a game without having to worry about microtransactions. This is really cheap. Why did I pay for this game if I'm going to have to continue just to pay just $1 to, like, refill my clip? Like, why, just to play the game is and people were so pissed off about it. And, but he was like, anybody who doesn't feel like microtransactions are a smart idea, you are, and I quote, a fucking moron. He went on just public. He's on file saying that, like, calling people fucking morons for questioning his stance on
ethics.
Yeah, and his stance on microtransactions. So. Yeah, a lot of video games are basically being put on pause right now because a lot of game developers are trying to scramble to decide how they're going to move forward.
Do we keep using Unity? Do we are we far enough in that we have no other choice? Do we scrap what we're doing and use a different engine? Like, there's a lot of that decision making happening right now.
Yeah, and it really sucks. I watched this one YouTuber and he was basically saying, like, well, my pro tip for anybody's out there, if you're 8 months into your project, jump ship and get the hell out of there. Unity's not worth it anymore. Pro's not worth it anymore. You're not going to get any sort of benefits. Like, it just sucks. But if you're past that 8-point mark, it's better just to finish your project and just move forward with it and then find another software after that. But pretty much everyone's decided, like, this has just ruined so much trust in the company of Unity, which is awful. I never expected to see the death of both Twitter and Unity in a single year.
Yeah, right?
People are calling this the death of Unity, and I can see why. Just because trying to go back retroactively to try to scrape money from people. And again, some people could stand to lose millions of dollars. Some game developers are like, I don't want to have to sell my house just to use Unity. You know, like, it's absolutely wild, and this is going to set back a lot of game development for a little bit, just because of corporate greed. Really, it's just because of corporate greed, and it fucking sucks. So, if your favorite games are looking for a little extra support, or the favorite game developers, you're really looking forward to particular games, be patient. There's a lot of chaos happening in the game dev world right now. Yeah.
A number of different indie devs, and it's all a lot of the same discussions right now. It's like, hey, so what are we talking about? We looking at Godot? Is that like what engine are we moving to?
Yeah. And it's also affecting the streamer community. It's affecting everybody. Mm-hmm. And I have some friends who were in school to learn game development. And imagine going and paying for school to learn a software that has now basically become, it's not obsolete, but no one's going to use it anymore because of corporate greed. You spent years learning this program, learning how to make video games specifically on this software, and now it's all just a waste. It's all in the garbage. It's just, you have to start all over again. It's just, I feel so bad for those people and more, who are really just shafted by Unity. Like, I don't, from what everyone's basically saying about game development is that it's the only way to really salvage this situation is to can the current CEO, get somebody else in there, and fix everything real quick. But even then, I don't know. I think a lot of people have lost their faith and their trust.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's not like, oh, well, I'll just switch to a different software. No, it is so much more complicated than that, especially for making video games. You can maybe save your art assets and some other things, but like the actual game development part.
Oh yeah, all the coding, everything, like you're hosed.
Yeah, and again, video games take time. Some people, like one YouTuber that we follow, who's a game dev, 6 years he is into his game insignia. 6 years. 6 fucking years of his life, and he's too far into it to be able to back out now.
Yeah.
To be able to try to pick up a different software, and he'd have to learn a whole new software. That's the other hard part. Because they're all not made the same. You know, a lot of like drawing programs are kind of loosely based off of or inspired by Photoshop. And if you know how to do Photoshop, you can pretty much use most of their drawing software. But like with game development, it is totally, completely different. And so you'd have to learn a completely new system and start all over from scratch. But I mean, the whole thing about losing the faith in those companies is just that when it comes to you are spending so many years, not just like a few hours, years, literal years of your life working on a project, you're not going to take that risk. You are not going to take that risk again of like, well, what if this company does this? No. No one would have agreed to this shit if they had known 6 years ago when they started these projects that this was what was going to happen. If they had known, they would have not gone with Unity, you know? And so it's talk about that corporate greed where it's just like taking advantage of the fact that they know people won't like start their projects over again and they will move forward with it, and they're just screwed. They're just absolutely screwed. Cult of the Lamb is one that said that they're gonna have to find a new software, that they're just done with Unity. This isn't like the only thing that basically has killed it for a lot of game developers, but this is definitely the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, for sure. I don't blame them. I do not blame any developer who's just like, where we can't work with Unity ever again. Like,
it's not worth the risk. It's just not worth the risk.
Yeah. Because like when one of the devs that I was kind of listening to the other day on Discord I follow, they were saying like how easy it would be, like if somebody doesn't like you, like they don't have to destroy you on Metacritic anymore. They could set up like a bot farm for doing mass installs and ruin you financially.
Yeah.
Like there's it's not good. It is not a good place to be in right now. Like,
or like, let's say somebody steals your video game and uploads it to a website that's free to download.
Yeah, and that kind of blows my mind that they have some sort of like way to track that, but which makes sense. I don't know. Like, it is surprising that they have that technology, but I understand how they got the technology, because not too long ago, Unity bought a malware creator, or not necessarily malware, but like whatever, like software. Maybe it was like an antivirus kind of malware thing, but whatever. They've got insights into malware is kind of the point that I'm trying to make. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, they're using legit awful software for tracking that. I'm sure. So yay.
Yeah, they've been very quiet and hush-hush, because a lot of people have come forward like, how are you going to be able to tell the number of installs that we have? Like, how are you going to track that? How are you going to find that out? And their answer was pretty much, okay, shut up.
Pretty much.
It was like, no, we know how to do it, but we're not going to tell you. They're being very hush-hush and tight-lipped about the exact process of how they're going to track it. And a lot of people are just saying that, like, they probably don't know how. They don't know how they're going to keep track of it, but if they are doing some sort of like malware software or something, how is it going to tell the difference between an illegal download of it versus a legal one?
I'm sure they won't care because it's just more money for them.
Absolutely. Of course they won't care.
Of course they won't care.
So.
Yeah.
Kenji.
Yeah?
Where's the Pokemon?
Oh my gosh, it's 9:30. Holy crap. Oh jeez, I'm trying to make like such a lovely field for the Pokemon to be in because I want them to frolic and play and have fun while they get into like legal animal fights.
Before they start their cockfight?
Yes, before we get into the somehow legal cockfighting ring.
Because they enjoy it, they're having fun with their other Pokemon friends and their trainers.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I should start focusing on the actual Pokemon then. Okay. Yeah, you know, and anything I don't finish now, I can definitely finish later.
Gonna put a big old chunky Blastoise in there?
Maybe? I do have some references to help me because Pokemon are kind of hard, especially trying to work with within an isometric perspective.
Yeah.
So I might have picked a couple that would just be easy to work with. Let's bring up a different window that you didn't get to see because it's not being captured. Ha ha ha. So I thought I thought like a Pikachu for sure.
Aww.
For sure, gotta start with a
Pika.
Pikachu. Let's see. Good starting point for any Pokemon, or well, really any sprite work, is getting a good silhouette, kind of roughed out, essentially. So let's rough out a little Pikachu.
You know what, friends? I'm actually fading really fast.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. I'm sorry I can't stay. I think I finally hit my wall. All
No
that
worries.
talk of Unity has just... It sapped me. It sapped me dry. Hoopla. Yeah. And my back hurts. I'm old lady. But thank you all so much. I'm gonna sign off, so
Okay, no
I'll see you all
worries.
next week. I'm tired.
We'll see if we'll be back next week because
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
right.
getting some ink done next week. Is what I'm doing.
Kenji will tell you all the deets when.
Yes, when the time has come.
Yeah, it's not too. I'm not. We're not. I'm not. I'm gonna go pass out. I love y'all. Good night.
Enjoy your nap. You were up since like 7 a.m. today, working hard. Let's see. Okay. So let's. And of course, I gotta go with like OG, just fat Pikachu. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, fat Pikachu. Really, is there any other kind that matters? I'm gonna say no. Fat Pikachu is the only Pikachu for me. That is a controversial statement, I know. But you know what? I can live with that. I can live with myself. Okay. Do up some cute little eyes. Let's do up cute little chubby cheeks with the electrical sacs on the cheeks that are little red bits. Geez, that arm, like now that they've done the cheeks and like hashed that out, that does not look right anymore. But you know what? That's okay. This is a process. More head shape. So this little Pikachu. That way. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, I was making the arms too thin. That's
that's what the problem was. Figuring he's a little tiny buddy, but I wasn't fully embracing just that heckin' chonk status that Pikachu needed, quite frankly. Give it a bit of a darker outline. One thing to kind of be aware of with pixel art that's I personally think is pretty fun. How you go about the outline. Like if you even choose to do an outline, really changes the vibe that you end up having. Because having that outline gives a very cartoonish appearance, but not having an outline can kind of give it more of a serious vibe. I personally really like having outlines. I really love just kind of cartoony styles. It really speaks to me. One thing you might notice me doing is I'm not putting really an outline on the feet to kind of show like where the sprite meets the ground, essentially. But yeah. I'm gonna have some ketchup. Sorry, I just want to check in with the chat. What do you mean, Coral? Like giving Pikachu some ketchup? Is that what we're saying? Or are we saying Steph needs some ketchup? To catch up with stream. Oh, that was a terrible joke. I love terrible jokes though, so hope you won't hold it against me. Let's give just some nice big ears too. Gosh, this fat little Pikachu is just so delightful. Let's maybe take a little bit off the backs just so it doesn't look quite so Quasimodo. Fun fact, Quasimodo is Latin for half-formed. So, people weren't exactly being kind when they named the Hunchback Quasimodo. There we go. Okay. No. Okay. Decision-making time. Because, like I was saying, the big part about pixel... Oh, no, I changed the screen. The big part about pixel art is iteration. Maybe I'll have to give this Pikachu some ketchup. Give Pikachu some Ash ketchup. Oh, I did it! I made the joke. Oh, I am ridiculous and I love it. Let's make that just a little bit warmer for that. There we go. I like that. Okay. Yeah. Just like making, like, you can see how I'm kind of doing a little bit more of closer to orange instead of brown for the outline on that. That kind of gives it a little implication of like highlight, like that's where light's hitting the top of it. So you can definitely like add a lot of language into. That's too light for how dark that line is. Yeah, you can imply a lot with your outlines just by changing the color for it. And that is pretty cool in my estimation. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Maybe I just turn this into an Oops All Pikachu fight because it is 9:44 and I want to try and keep this around 2 hours. But you know, I'm kind of thinking, if y'all don't mind hearing my thoughts on that. Well, I mean, you're here, of course. So I was thinking about doing pixel stream on the reg and doing that like Wednesday mornings, just kind of be offset from like the regular streams on Saturday nights, and then like do a pixel stream on Wednesday morning. And if that sounds like a good time, let me know what you think. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this in the future. Because I would heckin' love to do a whole lot more pixel art streams and just kind of show you my process, just hang out, vibe. It would be a lot of heckin' fun. Let's get those brown stripey dudes that the Pikachu has on the backs. Of course, gotta have the little lightning bolt tail. Lightning bolt. Oh gosh. I actually have a story about that silly meme. I met this guy one time. I was hanging out with some friends. They did like boffing kind of events and stuff, and I was hanging out with them, and I had made a joke about lightning bolt, and one of the people I met that day, like, very clearly did not really appreciate it, because apparently he has no fun in his life and doesn't enjoy memes. It's like, that guy isn't like a real boffer, how dare you, like, whoa man, didn't mean to offend with that. I was just trying to be funny and do the meme because, you know, memes are fun and I have joy in my life. And that, you know, it's so weird to me too, because like, all the people who just really complain about like nerds are just like, I don't know, they don't have joy in their life. Then again, this guy is a nerd and didn't clearly have joy in his life. So, I don't know. I don't know what the moral of the story is. People are weird. Don't yuck other people's nose. Oh. Am I cool for saying that? I feel like that's too much of a young thing to do. To that phrase. It feels like a young person's phrase. And being 38, I feel like I'm probably too old to be throwing that one down. But I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Oh, look, and that fucking light. Yeah, that looks like a lightning bolt. I like that. Okay. Let's do just a little more shading to our little fat Pikachu here. Something. So that it feels a little more three-dimensional. Shadow on that here. Shadow on that paleo. Yeah! Oh, I really like that Pikachu. That's a good little Pika buddy. Pikachu. You know, maybe I know what I want my next stream to be already. Because I've been wanting to do just a silly little animation of like Pikachu, but as like the Little Caesars mascot, just saying Pika Pika, Pikachu. I think we'd be in for a good time on that one. There we go. That works as a shadow. Okay. Hey, that's a good little Pikachu. Change that. Okay, yeah, blending mode, opacity, that's a great way to do lighting effects for stuff. You know what? Let's do it. We're gonna do it. Alright. There's that The good, good ketchup. Because you asked for it. This is your fault. No, and I love it. I love putting in just this ridiculous bottle of ketchup for our Pikachu, buddy. Thank you, Coral. That was a delightful suggestion. I greatly appreciate that contribution. All right. Good times. There's a shadow on that bottle. That makes me happy. All right, let's do one more Pokemon while we're here, just so that we have somebody to go up against. Because what's the point of a battle? You're not going to have somebody to battle against. So let's bring up the ISO grid again. You know, God, I know I want to try and keep the stream to about 2 hours, but I might just have to keep working on this in kind of the meantime. Oh, that's way too big of a sprite. I want the sprites to fit in the actual square, because otherwise, well, around the square size. Because otherwise, like, that's way too big of a sprite for a monster for one of these ISO games, for a tactics game. There we go. Yeah, okay, I'm feeling that. It's feeling good. Feeling good in the neighborhood. Why use that joke? I'm a millennial. I've killed Applebee's. I only half joke about that. I can't stand Applebee's. Like, there's never been a time where I've not gotten sick eating there. Please don't sue me. Just make better food that doesn't make me sick. Okay. Okay, this is coming along nicely. It's a Ditto? Oh, no, I am actually not working on a Ditto. I'm so sorry, Coral. This is not going to be a Ditto. I can totally understand why you would think that, given the color. Because it is that lovely purple. I think you may have already figured it out by now. You were bamboozled. I'm a master at heckin' bamboozling. Okay, let's. One fun thing to do, if you drop like the opacity on the brush, because you see how I kind of did that square, and I'm going to do it again. This is called anti-aliasing.
Well, I'm probably doing a little bit more than just anti-aliasing. Anti-aliasing is just usually like 1 or 2 pixels on the side to kind of create like a stair step kind of look. Not necessarily stair. Stair step makes me think of banding, and banding legit looks like stair steps. But anti-aliasing is done to like try to soften the edges to kind of create like a forced blur kind of look. To soften the edges, to make something feel a bit more round, or like it's has a easier kind of progression on the edge of something. So it is a useful tool. I'm probably going through a lot of my pixel art knowledge a little too quickly, but I mean, there's so many great pixel artists on YouTube that I've learned a lot from. Like Adam C. Eunice, Steph had brought up. Like I've learned a lot from him. He's done a lot of great videos. If you're interested in watching more isometric stuff, an artist I follow, her name is Pixebo, like Pixel Placebo, kind of the vibe for that name. Really just outstanding artist who is another one who, like, she and her husband spent a lot of time and money learning Unity, and now this is another little hiccup in their projects that they're working on, which is a bummer, which is a real heckin' bummer. Because, like, I want to see other artists, like, succeed. Like, I don't want to see people have to struggle and be fearful for their projects. Like, that's not fun for anybody, frankly. Heck, like, I want to succeed. I want to make games. I absolutely love tactics games. It is just such a blast. And like I said, like, I grew up on Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. There were other tactics games that I played a lot of too, like Shining Force on the Sega Genesis was a big one for me. Like I really fell in love with tactics games, like just all sorts of these fantastic projects that in games. Like they really have done a lot to inspire me, and I want to give back and be able to inspire others with my art and my work. I'm actually been looking at one particular game engine called Game Maker. Or not Game Maker. Game Maker's one of them. G-Develop. There's so many game engines that... Yes, it is a Grimer! I'm sure you probably pieced that one together already, but... Yeah, G-Develop looks really good because it's a no-coding software. You don't necessarily have to learn codes. You learn like things called instances. It's a lot of if-then kind of AND gates. So if you have one particular statement that like say like, oh, if the player physically touches a coin, then they pick up that coin, essentially. So you've got a lot of different things, or like proximity, like if you're in a certain proximity or something, then you'll pick it up as well. So like, and you don't necessarily need coding for that. You just have to learn like the scripting. And Unity had that. Unity has plugins for that, but I don't feel like paying 20 cents if per install if like say I run afoul of somebody who's like, I didn't like this game, you are a big poopy head and I'm going to financially ruin you. That doesn't interest me, but oh well. Just a little bit more of a highlight. Hey, yeah, this little buddy's coming together. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is great. What's that?
bit of shadow just across the bottom here to kind of imply that it's like the edge is rolling under, like it's kind of not flat entirely against the ground. Let's give this buddy like a hand. A little menacing, like he's gonna reach out and grab for a hug. Yeah. Grimer, because Grimers need hugs too. Oh gosh. So I don't know if y'all have seen this. God, there's this great meme of like cuddling with your Pokemon, cuddling with your Pikachu, and it's like just this really cute bit, like you're snuggling your Pikachu, and like cuddling your Machamp, and just like Machamp is just like a full-size dude. It just like you just got a full dude sleeping next to you. It's creepy. Such a good name. A little bit of a darker outline there to help differentiate between the arm and the body. Maybe lighten that up just a touch. Just an ounce. Oh my gosh. Steph is snoozing on the couch. I can already hear her. And it is adorable, y'all. I just thought I'd share that. You know, if she ends up, like, watching the stream just to kind of catch up on what she missed after she left, like... be like, Kenji, you told them! You told them I was snoring! It's very cute. It is a heckin' cute snore. I will 100% say that. And I'm not just saying that because I'm dating her. I'm saying that because it's true. It is super duper cute. But yeah, God, she was up at like 7 a.m. this morning just to go and work this festival today. And like she had so much going on today, and was like just really, really proud of her. She got a lot done today and did a lot of great things, and she absolutely should be proud of herself too. Outline, because I like cartoony outlines. It's a thing. Yeah. Oh, that's a good little Grimer. That's a really good Grimer. I'm just gonna steal the shadow that I gave Pikachu. Shadow of the Pikachu. And just do that over one because I like things being even. There we go. Oh no! Is that showing up on... I have no idea. I had a window blocking it. I couldn't see. There is a little error message that popped up, but oh well. Yeah, so here's kind of the tentative start of... There's the tentative start to our Pokemon Tactics game. I definitely want to add more to this, like just environment and Pokemon, because you usually have a lot more teams kind of fighting in an isometric game. But yeah, I think this is a really great start. Coral, how do Machoke sleep at night in the wild? That is a great question. Given their arms, like, I want to. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I want to pretend that they are carpenters as well, and they use those arms to create tools because they have opposable thumbs. That they just build themselves like a nice log cabin. Like they'll do whatever, like punch attack on a tree and just break it down and use those logs to build themselves a cabin. That's my new headcanon. But yeah, if you enjoyed tonight's stream, let me know in the comments, or you can get a hold of me on my Instagram, Kenjamin Art and Design, or Kenjamin Art and Design, on Instagram and Threads. I am at Kenjamin Art on Blue Sky. Those are kind of my main three that I'm on right now. Of course, Jab and Jabber YouTube is where you're at right now. But yeah, let us know if you like this Pixel stream, if you'd like to see more of it. I'm kind of thinking about doing more on Wednesday mornings. Still TBD for kind of when exactly. But yeah, tonight has been fantastic. If you want to see Steph's art, she does a lot of cool binding arts. She is Raven Wisdom Arts on Instagram and Threads as well. But yeah, we will probably maybe be back next week. I have got a tattoo appointment on next Friday, so I don't know if my arm's going to be up to drawing, but we will let you know on Instagram and our stories. And yeah, we will catch you later, you beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in. It has been a